Hi everybody. Well, today I thought I was going to update you because I'm about to head off on a cruise in a couple days. But something happened on my cruise in November with my two nephews and I where we challenged each other. Now, let me get you into the frame of mind of why this challenge kind of happened. So yeah, November we were on the Allure of the Seas, the boys trip, and we were going around, and we noticed that we were not in the best of shape. Let's put it that way. I was feeling heavy. I've been on a lot of cruises lately. I knew I was gaining weight. I felt sluggish. My nephew, Mark, was starting to climb up to the heaviest he's ever been again. And one of the things that set off this challenge about saying, hey, let's see who can lose weight and keep it off the longest. And we set goals, but I'll get to that in a minute. But one of the catalysts was we were doing the rock wall on the cruise ship. Now, let me put this into perspective. My nephew Mark at the time was around 223 pounds. I was around 209 pounds. And my nephew Paul was around 150, 153 pounds when we were doing the rock wall. Now, Paul, 153 pounds, made it all the way to the top. He struggled, but he made it all the way to the top bell. And good on him. He was surprised he did it. And then when I did mine, I got to the middle bell before I started losing, hard time breathing and had to give up. My nephew Mark made it about 4 steps up, 5 steps up, and not quite halfway to the middle bell. And he says to us, he says, I didn't realize I was that out of shape. And I said to him, I thought I could probably do this. Now, I am afraid of heights, but that had nothing to do with it. I was breathing, breathing pretty heavy, folks. And it was kind of from that we decided, hey, guys, we're going to try and lose some weight. And we challenged each other to set a goal. Now, Mark and I are about close to the same height. We're about a ½ inch difference in each other. Paul's a little shorter than we are, and obviously a lot smaller. So he set his goal to be around 135 for Paul. And Mark set his goal to be down to 180 at one point. And I said, okay, I'll set my goal at 182 since we're both around the same size. I'm a lot older. My metabolism is a lot slower. And I go on cruises a lot, so it's going to be a hard road for me. But one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to get Mark losing weight again because he was approaching his weight that he used to be at, where we were getting concerned for his health because it was affecting his breathing, it was affecting his getting around, it was affecting his just day-to-day life. It was starting to get into that point. And here, I'll show you a picture. Here is Mark when he was getting pretty heavy. Now, we all kind of had different approaches to this. Paul, being the lightest of us all and still working on a daily basis out in the stores, doesn't need to really do a lot of exercise. He does a fair amount of walking during the day. In his normal job. So he set his goal. He was at 153 when he started. 135 was his goal. So he needed to lose 18 pounds. If my math is correct on that. And then Mark was, I believe, 223 when he started, which means he has to lose 43 pounds. I was around the 209 mark, which means I have to lose 29 pounds to get down. And I'm going to be Mark started pretty much right away, and Paul and I didn't. Paul started a little later, but he had a lot less to lose. I started later because I had like 3 cruises since November, plus the trip to Chicago, and my sister was visiting and things like that, right? So I also cooked Christmas dinner. Remember, this happened in November, and I had the big Christmas dinner here at the house. So yes, and people gave me like 500 chocolates, which are my favorite Toffee Pay chocolates. I had to eat them. So I started much later. In fact, I only started really starting to diet about 3 weeks ago. And Mark has been dieting ever since. And I'm really glad. And we keep pressuring him, say, oh, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to beat you. No, Mark, you're going to lose. There's no way you're going to win. And he's been stubborn and consistent and losing the weight, which is great. Because that was kind of the whole goal of this challenge, whether he knew it or not. This was one of the reasons I really wanted to do it. So here's a video of, well, I'm going to show you the transformation in Mark last. Okay, Paul, it's hard to see because he's already a tiny guy. But I'll show you my start here and Mark's start, and we're not done yet. We haven't reached our goals yet. But look at the transformation here. So here's a video I did 3 weeks ago when I stepped on the scale and I weighed this much. So I thought this is a good shirt to show off my physique to start with, as I'm starting my weight loss journey today. I mean, it barely, like if I lift up, yeah, I'm getting this and it stays up, and I'm not sticking it out, by the way, that's just the way it is. So yeah, day 1, folks, day 1. And I decided to put on a pretty tight t-shirt. It's a medium and it shrunk, so it's very tight. And that's what I look like. And I said, oh my God, I used to fit in this shirt at one point in my life, but it did shrink. I'll admit that. It did shrink in the wash. And so we had different things. Paul basically went on carnivore diet a little bit. Mark went heavy into the carnivore diet, which is protein, 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 nothing else. No carbs whatsoever, no sugars, no sweets, carbs. And no carbs. And so that was his approach. My approach was I've gone keto, which is some carbs, but limited to like 20 grams of carbs out of your entire day. You have to measure every day or two to see if you're still in ketosis. And I also am exercising. And remember, I only started 3 weeks ago. So Mark's been doing this quite a while. And I'm happy to say that I am down from 209 to 195, which is 14 roughly pounds. And I put the shirt on this morning before doing the video, and this is what I look like in the shirt. I think it's coming along nicely, just in time for my cruise this weekend. And then remember, I'm going to that party in Jamaica about a week after I come back from my group cruise with a lot of young people. And they are going to look fit and toned in their bathing suits and in their sports jackets, and the women are going to look great, and I'm going to look, I didn't want to look like the dumpy old guy. I just didn't. It's the ego thing, folks. I just didn't want to be that standout. What are you doing with all these younger people? Well, it's a friend of mine. It's her birthday. She asked me to come. I'm going. It's as simple as that. Plus, it's Jamaica for 5-6 days. Why not? But yeah, if you think that's a pretty good thing. Remember, that's 3 weeks. Now, what I've been doing is I've been doing over 10,000 steps a day. You can see I average anywhere between 13 to 16,000 steps a day minimum while I've been doing this exercise. And then I've also started to incorporate just a few, dumbbell exercises, as well as I've been planking now. Planking is you get down on your elbows and on your toes and you stretch out parallel to the ground and you try and hold it for 60 seconds. I was very happy because I just started this about 4 or 5 days ago, and I was able to do a plank like right away. I didn't have to stop 30 seconds in like I was expecting to have to because my core muscles are non-existent. So yeah, that's where I ended up there. Now, remember that picture I showed you of Mark? Now remember, he's been doing this a lot longer. It's not a 3-week thing. My results are in 3 weeks. Mark's results are in about 3 months. So here's a picture of Mark. And then here's a picture of Mark today. That is a great results. His results are down to, he is in the 188 range now. He's only 8 pounds away from his goal from 40 pounds that he needed to do. Really, really great. I'm so happy to get him out of that category he was in before. He's getting around easier, he's breathing easier, and he feels so much better about himself. Really proud that he's keeping it up. I'm going to keep nagging him and challenging him, saying, "Oh, I'm going to catch you, Mark. You're ahead of me right now, but hey, you're only 7 pounds ahead of me now, where 2 weeks ago he was literally 16 pounds ahead of me." So I'm catching up, but I just started, and it's easier to lose weight that first week than it is to lose in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th weeks. You can lose that water weight and everything when you change your diet so quickly. But I think for me, it's also doing the exercises is helping. And this is one of those challenges that we've done that is just benefiting everybody. Paul's feeling better, Mark's feeling better, and I'm feeling better. And I would really like to see all three. Paul hit his 135. Now, will he maintain that? We will see. But Mark's still going strong. He's losing about 1.5 pounds a week right now. I just lost 4.5 pounds this week. So we are trying to get to our goal. I'll let you know if we do it, and I'll let you know who breaks our deal and who lasts longer. I'm known dramatically for never losing a challenge. So they might beat me to that goal because I have a cruise this weekend and I'm going to Jamaica. Good luck, Don, losing weight. So I'm going to have the hardest time. But man, I'm going to keep the pressure on them because I love the results I'm seeing in my family. And if nothing else, that has been the best part of this family challenge.